Welcome to the Melbourne International Comedy Festival's Great Debate. Tonight's topic, that it's okay to fake it. On the side of faking it, team captain Tom Gleeson, plus Fiona O'Loughlin and Joel Creasy, arguing against faking it. Team captain Cal Wilson with Doc Brown and Jason Byrne. And now, here's your master of ceremonies, Amanda Keller.
We're in for a treat tonight. 5 eloquent orators and 1 mad Irishman will argue the contention that it's... Yes, you don't know which one I'm talking about, do you? They'll argue the contention that it's okay to fake it. Now, faking it is part of life. We all know it. We pretend to care about the environment, but we keep driving our gas-guzzling Toorak tractors. We pretend to want more leisure time, but we find ourselves working longer and longer hours. We all say we want quality entertainment, and yet here we all are. The biggest sign, I think, that we're living in a fake society is this: Facebook's like button. Not only is pressing it not the same as actually liking something, it's not even an actual button. It's a pretend button. It's a symbol on a screen that you pretend to press so you can pretend to like something posted by somebody you're pretending is your friend. Look, when we talk about faking it, there is one subject, we may as well get onto it, one subject that cannot be ignored: the big O. That's right, Roy Orbison impersonators. I won't tolerate them, I just won't. Women understand that sometimes it's necessary to fake it. Every woman in here agrees with that. You're tired, you're in a bad mood, you just want it to be over. So you grab something from the freezer, you whack it in the microwave, and he doesn't even notice. Oh, McCain, you've done it again. I'll admit it, I faked it. Not just with my husband. I fake orgasms when I'm all alone. I'm just not that into me, really. It's even possible for women and men to fake it, but then both of them will have to sleep in the dry spot. There's a quote attributed to Sharon Stone: women might be able to fake orgasms, but men can fake entire relationships. And it's true. You can always tell when a man is faking a relationship. His eyes roll back in his head and he moans a lot, for years at a time. Groucho Marx famously said, "The secret of life is honesty and fair dealing. And if you can fake that, you've got it made." Well, please welcome a man who's obviously got it made. The captain of the Affirmative, Tom Gleeson.
Thank you, Amanda. Tonight, I gave my wife some fake roses as we crossed our fake lawn, because she looked stunning with her fake tan and her fake nails and her fake eyelashes and her fake diamonds and her fake Louis Vuitton handbag. And we got into the car and settled into our fake leather seats, and she faked interest in my story about how I'd used a fake email and a fake US address to set up a fake profile so I could buy a fake watch using a fake credit card. And then we got to this theatre where we faked our way in using some fake IDs so that I could take part in this fake argument with these fakes. But that's okay, because we of the Affirmative believe that it is okay to fake it. Could I please get a fake round of applause? It's pretend, but it doesn't matter. Joining me on the Affirmative, obviously, I'd like to welcome a woman who's very good at faking being sober, Fiona O'Loughlin. Give her a round of applause. She's off her nut. Could I also get a round of applause for our next speaker, who's going to be bringing it home, fake homosexual, Joel Creasy. He loves women. Faking it makes life easier. I wouldn't even be able to get past breakfast without faking it. I wouldn't. I'd walk into a cafe, they'd say, "How are you?" I'd say, "Fucked. Fuck off." It's not very pleasant, is it? I have to fake it when I order a coffee. I say latte, and then they say, "Would you like cow's milk in that?" And I pretend not to be irritated. But really I want to say, you know what cow's milk's called? Milk! It's the original. It holds the title. It just gets to be milk. The others are variations. It's not soybean milk, it's soybean juice or soybean jizz or soybean excrement or soybean serum or whatever it is. But milk just gets to be milk. And you know what the Italian word for milk is? Latte! I'd already said it. It was hiding in the order in another language. But I fake being polite and moving on. Faking it makes life easier. Look at politics. Imagine politics without faking it. It'd be a nightmare. We've got our Prime Minister, Tony Abbott. He's a fake environmentalist. He always says he believes in climate change like he's doing us a favour. I believe in this preposterous thing. Thank you, mate. Do you remember the bushfires? They started early this summer, and Tony Abbott, he came out and he said that bushfires are just part of ordinary Australian life. They've got nothing to do with climate change whatsoever. There's no link between bushfires and climate change. None. Bushfires are just part of ordinary Australian life. We had major bushfires in 1850, 1939, 1968, 1983, 1994, 1999, 2000, 2001, 2002, 2003, 2004, 2005, 2006, 2007. If you had a science minister, he could have drawn you a fucking graph, mate. A graph going, this shit is fucked. But faking it makes life easier. Not for us, him. Look at religion. Where would religion be without faking it? They're all fake, we all know that. But we all pretend they're real to get us through the tough times, you know what I mean? Even the true believers don't believe in any of it, I know that. Behind closed doors, nuns are going, do you believe it? Nah, me neither. I know that. Because it gets us through the hard times, you know.
I just fake laughed at that, Tom.
Oh, did you? Sorry, a fake God will forgive you. But I believe that after we die, there's nothing. That's what I think. But I don't see that as a sad thing. I see it as a happy thing, because this is it. This is as good as it gets. So we've just got to make the most of it. I see that as a positive, you know. I think thinking there's an afterlife is a weird grass is greener optimism pushed to the absolute limit, where you're like, this is all very nice, but I think there might be something even better after this. Though I haven't heard back from anyone. There's been no reviews on TripAdvisor or Expedia, nothing. But I've made myself a booking. Well, good luck with that. I meet someone and they'll tell me that they're Christian, and I fake it. I say, oh, that sounds like a good way to live your life. Seems like a reasonable lifestyle. I suppose it gets you through the dark times, gives you something to hold on to. But in my head, I'm thinking, you're a bit weird. You're a bit weird and you don't like homosexuals. I think you should get over that. Because it's just a cock in an ass. Who cares? Does anyone care anymore? So many things go in asses, whatever. Medicine, thermometers, doctors' fingers, just bung a cock in as well. I don't care. Does anyone care anymore about any of this? I don't care. I'll happily lower myself onto a cock to win an argument. I don't care. It's fine. Haven't we moved on? But I don't say any of that because it would be too honest. So I fake it. I'll meet somebody and they'll tell me that they're Jewish. And I'll fake it. I'll be like, oh, yeah, it seems like a great way to live your life. It's an ancient tradition. You know, it's a great faith that's been around for a very long time. It probably gets you through the dark times, gives you something to hold on to. But if I was honest, I'd say, it's just a ham sandwich. Eat it! It's one of the most boring sandwiches you could possibly come up with. Bread, ham, bread. What? You believe that there's a supreme being somewhere denying people ordinary lunches? You really believe that, do you? And you're an adult. That's fascinating. Good luck with that. But I'd never say that because it's too honest. I'd certainly never say it in public or on television. I'll meet someone and they'll tell me that they're Muslim. And, you know, I fake it. I say, you know, it's okay. Seems like a good way to live your life. wonderful faith, full of many proud traditions that probably gets you through the dark times, gives you something to hold on to. Whereas if I was honest, I'd say, I cannot pick any faults in your beliefs whatsoever. I was just faking it then. So anyway, in conclusion, fake bell. It's not even real.
Fake moderator.
So anyway, in conclusion, faking it makes life easier. Faking it helps us all just get along. We have to fake it. We have to. Because if we didn't fake it, we'd all just go, fuck it. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Tom Gleeson, ladies and gentlemen.
Coming up, she's never faked it in her life. Negative team captain, Carl Wilson, here on The Great Debate.
The comedian Rita Rudner once said that she prefers fake jewellery to real because she said, in this day and age, I don't want something around my neck that's worth more than my head. For our next speaker, that would be impossible. The priceless head of the negative. Please welcome Carl Wilson.
Madam Adjudicator, ladies and gentlemen, I don't believe that it's okay to fake it, and there are two words that tell me why. Milli Vanilli. Now, the affirmative team are genuinely some of my favourite people in the world. They're my friends. We've caroused together in many establishments over the years. We've known each other. I've known these people for 10 years. Well, apart from Joel Creasy, because 10 years ago he was 13. And a 13-year-old boy and a woman in her mid-30s hanging out in bars is less a warm, fulfilling friendship and more front page of the Herald Sun. So let me amend that to I've known and loved each of these people for 10 years, or an appropriate length of time that's short enough for it not to be creepy. And if there's one thing that I've learnt about these people in that time, it's that they're fake. All of these people are fakes. Tom Gleeson, the king of the gingerbread men. That is not his natural colouring. This is his natural colouring. Physically perfect, and with a superiority complex that makes Donald Trump look like a possum hiding in a laundry basket. Tom realised early on that to be truly successful as a stand-up, he needed to cultivate some kind of flaw, some vulnerability, some imperfection that allowed us to love him. So he decided to change his raven headlocks for something lower status. And he devised a regime of licking copper pipes, snorting gingerbread and surviving on a diet of carrots and marmalade. Until this is what he became. A pseudo-school principal. Look at him, ladies and gentlemen. That has to be true because no ginger person in this world has that much confidence. Except for Jason Byrne, but he's not from this world. Moving on to a woman that I genuinely adore, Fiona O'Loughlin. Hates children. Despite what she claims, she's never had any. She's just got the lease on some repurposed Von Trapps from the Sound of Music stage show. All because she needed an angle. Look at that. She never lived in Alice Springs. Alice Springs is just the pseudonym she uses at swingers parties. And then there's Joel Creasy, beautiful Joel Creasy, gay icon, petite, delectable, sugary vision. In the bakery of life, he's the fresh macaroon. At least that is what he appears to be. In reality, he's a dangerously overweight 62-year-old man. And that's not the worst of it, ladies and gentlemen. In a cynical attempt to woo the gay dollar, he has completely concealed the existence of his wife and 7 children. Making extra extra money by renting his kids out to stage shows and other comedians. Shame, Joel Creasy, shame. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you're saying to yourselves, well, Cal Wilson, you've just made those things up. You faked it and got laughs, and therefore it must be true that it's okay to fake it. It's not. Because by faking those things, I have just destroyed the affirmative team psychologically. Joel Creasy's thinking, well, maybe I do need to watch my weight. Tom is transfixed by the thought of dark hair or by hair. And Fiona's sitting there thinking, shit, I could have just hired some. It's not okay. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, my esteemed teammate Doc Brown will look you in the eye and convince you it's not okay to fake it. And Jason Byrne will attempt to look you in the eye and convince you it's not okay to fake it, but you've met him before, so you won't look directly back. Because you know he makes bad things happen to good audience members. But it's simply not okay to fake it. Who wants a fake engagement ring or a fake iPhone or a fake family heirloom? The response to the statement, it's fake, is hardly ever, yay! The only time it's a yay is when it's a snake, dog poo, or a corpse. Worst Easter egg hunt ever. And what about sex? What about sex? Is it ever okay to fake an orgasm? Yep. I don't... Do you know the lady that just said yep, didn't even realise she'd said that out loud? I'm proud to say that I have never faked an orgasm during sex, although I have done it a couple of times on the bus to liven things up for the driver. Of course, I'm lying about that. I wouldn't do that, you know, it would be dangerous and inappropriate, and also I'm on my third warning. It's not okay to fake anything, even enthusiasm. Faking enthusiasm is downright dangerous. Once, staying in Poland with friends, their mum became so fond of me that she insisted on cooking me their family specialty. Now, I was really excited because every Polish morsel I'd had up till then had been amazing. The cured meats, the breads, the guy at the butcher's. And then I discovered that their family specialty was duck's blood soup. Duck's blood soup. Duck's blood soup! Which is pretty much what it says on the tin. Only there wasn't a tin because Mama Andruszkiewicz was making it from scratch. And when a duck gives blood, it doesn't get a biscuit and a lie down. It's a bit more terminal than that. But knowing it was their family specialty, I did my best to fake excitement. And as I swallowed the warm, blood-flavoured blood, I thought, this is disgusting. It's no wonder vampires are so fucked up. I faked my enjoyment with such skill and enthusiasm. They fed me duck's blood soup for the rest of the week. Ladies and gentlemen, faking it makes you a serial duck vampire. With that image in your minds, I leave you. Faking it is not okay.
Cal Wilson, ladies and gentlemen.
Up next, Fiona O'Loughlin proves she can fake it and shake it here on The Great Debate.
A long time ago, an English bloke that no one remembers said, of all the evil spirits abroad in the world, insincerity is the most dangerous. Well, when it comes to fighting evil spirits, there's no one more qualified than Fiona O'Loughlin.
Thank you, Amanda. Ladies and gentlemen, opposition, beauties. I am not going to lower the tone of this debate with a Harry met Sally moment. I actually have never faked an orgasm because I've never had one. Although I have had thrush in the house to myself, so I think I get the drift. But of course we all fake it. We're all comedians, you know. And before I was a comedian, my stage was the dinner parties, and I loved holding court at dinner parties. Unfortunately, I was married to someone who was normal, and he used to interrupt me, you know, in the middle of a great story at a dinner party. He used to pull me up with the truth, which I found annoying. Little things like, Fiona, you've never actually been to Sweden. And Van Morrison isn't your first cousin. By then I'd be like, who the fuck are you? But I remember going to an art exhibition, and it was so exciting because we were invited to the after-exhibition cocktail party with a very renowned artist from Sydney, whose name I don't recall because it's not about him. But I thought at the cocktail party, and this is back in my drinking days, I thought it would be pretty good if I could go and have a one-on-one with the artist. That'd make me feel more important about myself. And so I headed over to him, and I had had about 7 glasses of personality at this stage. And, but then I remembered, because I don't know anything about art, but I remembered this, and it is the truth. I grew up in a country town in South Australia, and 14 miles north of me grew up a woman called Alison Parsons, who is a very famous artist. She happens to be deaf. She does very fine, detailed landscapes. They sell for thousands. They're magnificent paintings. Meanwhile, I've never met Alison Parsons, nor seen any of her work, but it's all I had. Okay, so I headed over to the artist because I want to be in the thick of it, you know. And I said, "Have you ever seen any of Alison Parsons' work?" And because you've got to talk a little bit like this at an art exhibition. And he turned around and said, "No." And I said, "Oh," that disappointed me for a minute, but I just got straight back in there. And I said, "Oh, she's brilliant. She's from where I'm from. And she does very fine, detailed landscapes, and she's blind." And even as the words came out of my mouth, something in my brain said, "Oh, something about this story's not right." And my husband was standing behind me, and ever so gently just tapping me on the back of the leg because he knows not to speak, right? And I've turned around and given him the look, like, you can watch yourself, because all of a sudden the artist was very interested in what I had to say, and about 8 other people gathered in to hear more. And the artist turned around and he said, "She does very fine, detailed landscapes, and she's blind," and committing to my story. These words actually came out of my mouth. I said, "Do you know, I think she might have some peripheral vision." I have had to fake it. Like, you well know 3 comedians. We have all had to fake it. I was the only female comedian to ever perform in Port Moresby, and possibly the last. Now, I got there, I did my performance. The audience was completely made up of businessmen and politicians. Unfortunately, what they had been expecting at the Novotel in Port Moresby was a stripper. So, God knows what was going through their brain as I was regaling them with stories about my last cesarean section. They must have been thinking, "Well, this is all very interesting. Where's she going to get her kit off?" And I didn't. And afterwards, the CEO of the company, it was a mineral company, he came up to me and he said, "Well, that was lovely, but..." and he started winking at me, which was strange. And he said, "We were actually expecting something a little more raunchy." And I said, "I don't really do anything raunchy." And then he said, maybe he thought I was a reluctant stripper, but then... he got a bit desperate and he leaned in closer and he said, "Is there anything you can do that's a bit raunchy?" And talk about faking it. There was a guitarist there, and I said, "Well, if you get the guitar player back, maybe I could sing a song." And his eyes lit up, and he said, "Hell, if you could sing a song and sing it raunchy, I'll get my accountant to go downstairs and get you $1,000. So before I knew where I was standing on top of a table singing The House of the Rising Sun with a bit of hip movement. I didn't even know the words to The House of the Rising Sun, so I made them up. You can't fake it more than that, ladies and gentlemen.
It makes it easier to wait.
Ladies and gentlemen.
He's a bomb. He's a rapper, not a faker. He's Doc Brown. And he's on next.
Now, according to the Canadian writer and artist Douglas Copeland, you can't fake creativity, competence, or sexual arousal. Then again, he's never played nude Pictionary with the second speaker of the negative. Please welcome Doc Brown.
Thank you. Let us begin by committing ourselves to the truth. To see it like it is, tell it like it is, to find the truth, to speak the truth, and to live the truth. Richard Nixon. Yes, that is a quote from the 37th President of the United States, Richard Milhouse Nixon, as pictured here in one of his favorite White House portraits, knuckle dusting a saber-toothed tiger in the face. So, does it feel worse to know that my opening statement in a heartfelt argument for honesty was not even written by me? Or to know that it was written by one of the great fakers in modern history? Either way, like Lance Armstrong pushing in front of you in a queue, it's disappointing. Tonight, I'm going to be real with you. Okay? I put it to you, my friends. You're not my friends, by the way. To be honest, you're a bunch of strangers who I currently need to win over, and either side of these few minutes, you're nothing to me. I put it to you, my friends. The hollowness of Nixon's words were a harbinger of the future we live in today, where we feel forced to continually create phony smoke screens to hide our insecurities. A generation of walking toupees, hiding the bald spot in our hearts. I wrote that one myself. When I was growing up, we used to have a saying, right? Don't front for me. In other words, don't create a facade for my benefit. I don't give a shit. And that's why you cannot trust the Yes panel, okay? They are the type of comics who specialize in staple gunning a joyless smile onto their world-weary faces. And phoning in yet another hour of jokes that mean nothing to them to a room of people for whom they feel even less than that. And me, I will assure my audiences from the heart that I will never, ever hide my contempt for you. And together, we build a relationship based on trust. I told you, I'm going to be real with you. As real as the money that I'm really doing this gig for. I grew up around street people, around rap people, who constantly were telling me, keep it real, you know? And there was constant pressure not to look weak in public, despite the hip-hop mantra being, keep it real. Always this gangster mentality of making sure you don't get caught slipping, right? I.e., looking vulnerable. But is our vulnerability not our truth? You think that people believe that you're always cool, you're always that gangster, you're always that sexy? Who cares if we get caught slipping? And if you still don't know what slipping is, let me conclude this argument in rap form. Slipping in a nutshell. Ready? Say I start running for the bus that was coming, but I miss it. Then I'm like, that ain't why I was running. I was running for something else. Gangster stuff. Now, you wouldn't understand, you're not man enough. Bang my head hard on the train when it stops. But to all the other passengers, I'm like, what? I meant to do that. In fact, I can do it again. Bang, bang. See, I don't feel pain. There ain't a time of day when I ain't gangster. Even if you do me a favor, I won't thank you. Bruv, I don't do manners, I'm a bad man. What do you mean you saw me with a granny trying to grab hands? Of course I wasn't helping her across the road. She was a human shield in case my cover got exposed. Sherbet Fizz Whiz, bruv, that was cocaine. And it's not a girl's bike, it's just got a low frame. No, it ain't hot pink, it's light red. Hey, don't make me go bang with my head. What, you think I gave a shit about my dog dying? Police pepper sprayed me. I wasn't crying. I'm a straight up G with no emotion. Mate, that wasn't me you saw paddling in the ocean. I hit birds and drugs and murder thugs. I'm ice cold, yo. I ain't even heard of love. Nah, she wasn't the girl of my dreams. She's a slag. I was down on one knee to headbutt her in the vag.
Keep it real.
Thank you.
Doc Brown!
After the break, Joel Creasy shows how faking it can be fun here on the glamorous Great Debate.
Look, the great American philosopher Miley Cyrus. It's a phrase you don't hear a lot. The great American philosopher Miley Cyrus once said, I think that turning on the charm without being fake is really important. And nothing says charm like twerking your bum in everyone's face, don't you think? Which reminds me, our third speaker for the affirmative, Joel Creasy.
Thank you. I love that people are questioning my homosexuality and then I get a Miley Cyrus introduction. I promise I am gay. I promise there are websites you can go to prove it. Now, ladies and gentlemen, can I apologise first of all to you gorgeous people for the behaviour of one Cal Wilson. How dare she parade around this stage saying that she's never faked it? Take one look at that hair. I'm sorry, but unless Astro Boy fucked an Australia Post box, that hair has come out of a bottle. And was a dare. Ladies and gentlemen, like, faking it saves time. Like, you know, I'm polite to people's faces because that saves fun. Like, I'll wait till you leave the room and then I'll laugh about you behind your back. I was raised the right way. It's called manners. Like, I told Doc Brown I'm a massive fan of his work backstage. I've got no idea who he is. Ladies and gentlemen, we all fake what we do. We all embellish what we do all the time. Like, I was dating a guy when I was 19 a few years ago, and he invited me to his Father's Day lunch, which there's nothing worse than going to your own Father's Day lunch, let alone to someone that isn't your father. And there's nothing a stereotypical Aussie dad loves more on his special day than his son bringing around the dude that's fucking him. Oh, they love that, don't they? Hi, Gavin! I've made a pavlova. It's a Nigella. And... Anyway, I remember I was at the Father's Day lunch and I was at the back of the room talking to the uncle because he was the most normal person in the room, yet even he's still done time or something. And we're chatting and I'm bored, I'm 19, and I don't want to tell him what I do. That's boring. So he said, what do you do with yourself? And I said, oh, I'm a pilot. And he said, oh, okay, you're 19. And I said, yeah, I'm really good. And he said, oh, okay, who do you fly for? And I said, Emirates. Because I'd seen one of their ads the night before. And he said, Emirates? I was like, yeah, I'm the only person that can fly during Ramadan. And... They bought it. We fake it all the time. We fake our appearance, we fake it through, makeup and clothing and through corrective underwear. I mean, if the opposition were so anti-faking it, they'd be naked right now. But I ran this idea past the producers, but Channel 10 don't own the... No, I'm sorry, I've tried, but Channel 10 don't own the rights to embarrassing bodies. I'm going to tell you a story about the ultimate in faking. As I did go to America to work at the end of last year, and when I was there, I managed to convince a guy. Well, I told him I'm really famous. I think I might have told him I'm Bindi Irwin. And he invited me to come along one night and host a naked body competition at 2 a.m. at his gay bar. And he's like, is that the sort of thing that would interest you? I was like, yeah, I'm not a monster. Like, of course. Like, I had a ticket to go anyway as a punter. And actually, before I went to America, my mum said to me one morning, she goes, oh, do you think you'll get recognised in America? I said, Mum, I don't get recognised here. Like, why would people in America recognise me unless they're like, oh, Dakota Fanning's got really pretty? Like, what? And I said, Mum, just out of curiosity, what would people in America recognise me from? And she said, from A League of Their Own. Right, and A League of Their Own was this show I did for Channel 10 last year. It was on for weeks and weeks and weeks on Monday nights at 7:30, but, like, unfortunately, nobody really watched it. So I was like, Mum, nobody watched A League of Their Own here. Like, you didn't even watch it, Mum. And they didn't even air A League of Their Own in America. Like, this is not going to happen. So she was like, OK, and she had another Jaeger bomb because it was 8 a.m. So... I go to America and the naked body competition was at 2 a.m. Very exciting, right? So I had like about a bazillion drinks before I got there, and I rock up to the gay club and it is just packed with gays everywhere, just like gays dancing everywhere, dancing queens basically, and like Corey Bernardi's worst nightmare. So I finally go on stage at 2 a.m. and I'm just going, where am I? And they then send 10 naked men on behind me to dance behind me because it's a naked body competition. And these guys were hot. Like, they were seriously good-looking guys. And, clearly gym was a priority for them. And look, and people say, the gym's faking it, the gym's faking it. Well, I'm sorry, but I would rather look at someone that's been to the gym. Like, personality's great, but when's the last time you said, oh, I laughed so hard I got a massive boner? Like, I'm not interested. I mean, a personality's not going to do anything I can't do with a bowl of coconut oil and a DVD of 300. So... And I think, and really gym and nightclubs are the same place. Like, they're basically the same place, the gym and the nightclub. Everyone there's, listening to music, everybody stinks of Lynx Africa, there's a big guy by the door, and you don't really leave without having a good time unless you've got a wristy in the bathroom. And... I'm on stage at I'm on stage at 2 a.m. and I'm pretty drunk at this point. I'm just going, take your clothes off, to the naked dancers behind me. But they were already naked, so they were very confused. They were like, what do you want us to do? Is there another level of naked in Australia? And I'm like, no, just take them off. And then, ladies and gentlemen, at about 2:30 a.m. on stage in front of 1,000 gays dancing at this nightclub, I asked the DJ to turn off the music. I asked them to bring the house lights up. I got the boys to stop dancing and I asked everybody to look at me because I thought that was an appropriate time to bring up 9/11. I started crying and I just said, I want to apologise to you about something, and I just started apologising for it. I'm like, I'm so sorry you had to go through that, and I know as a pilot how hard it was on the industry. Then I apologised for the Civil War and Honey Boo Boo. And then I just sang the Star Spangled Banner and passed out. Anyway, flash forward, I woke up the next day in my hotel room bed and I roll over and lying next to me was the winner of the naked body competition. And I know this because he was wearing a sash saying so. And it was 7 hours, get over it. And I rolled over and I was surprised to see him there, and I rolled over and had a massive headache and I said, good morning. And I swear to God, he said to me, hey, I thought you were really funny on A League of Their Own. So what is going on here? Like, I don't know. I was like, my mum's words have come true. Is this guy a stalker? So I was trying to be cool. So I said, oh, okay, all right, did they air it over here? And I swear to God, he said, no, you showed me 4 episodes before we went to bed. But it got me me some, didn't it? Ladies and gentlemen, to conclude my point this evening, I have... look, the thing is, faking it is... keep it in your pants. Faking it is important. Faking it is necessary. Life would be boring if we didn't fake it. So to prove my point, I've prepared a little presentation for you this evening. So ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my gym. Ladies and gentlemen, I told the producers this evening that I was going to come up with a well-structured philosophical argument. I just wanted to dance with hot guys and drag queens on national TV. I faked it. I rest my case.
Creasy, ladies and gentlemen.
Time to send the kiddies off to bed, because next up, it's Jason Byrne.
To quote the Australian body language expert Alan Pease, men don't fake orgasm. No man wants to pull a face like that on purpose. But I know one man who does. Please welcome Jason Byrne.
So, we've just been gayed. That's what it's like to be gay. When a gay explodes. Yeah. Is that what comes out of you?
Yeah.
Anyway. So yeah, I do want to prove tonight that, yeah, faking it is, it's actually wrong. So what I'm going to do tonight, I'm going to prove by way of an experiment, as opposed to homosexuality everywhere. So I just need the help of we'll have two men, maybe. I don't know, sir, you look like a nice, happy man. It's very simple. Could you come up here and help me? Give us a round of applause. Give me a round of applause, man, here. Come on up. And maybe that man, come here, come up here, come on. Give him a cheer, give him a cheer. Come this way. Well, oh, cool, man, okay. Right, well done. Right, so what I'm going to do, right, okay, if you guys just head off that way, they're just this way here, just give them a round of applause. They're going to head off and just get something on. And basically what I'm going to do tonight, ladies and gentlemen, is that, because we have been talking about, you know, faking it is okay, but it's not okay. Faking it's wrong. It makes people, you know, feel bad. And a lot of Australian people do it to Irish people. And it's when Irish people say hello to Australians, Australians will always fake our accent. And we're not too sure why. But we say hello, and they say hello. Now that is wrong, people. It's racist. Do you understand? But Australians think Irish people don't mind because they're a bit of crack. You wouldn't do that to an Indian fella if you met him in the street. If he said hello, you wouldn't go, oh, birthday fellow. So, with a few experiments tonight, I'm going to prove to you that it's wrong to fake it. So first I will have our men back out. Let's have a look at these. I'll give them a round of applause. Our audience members are... Now, this is wrong to do this. Because there's people here that actually look like this. Tom and Fiona are now shitting themselves. So fake number one, what's your name?
Chris.
Hello, Chris. You're faking being naked with, I don't know who made these. But if we could get a good look at these, it's definitely wrong to fake this area. Maybe some eyes and a nose might have helped. But you feel wrong being dressed like this?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. And I'm not too sure what gender you're supposed to be. What's your name?
Kunal.
What?
Kunal.
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 And do you feel... Is that a brush? I don't know what the... I said nude suits. This couldn't be more wrong. So do you feel like this is wrong?
I think so, yeah.
So you'd say it's wrong to fake it?
Definitely.
And would you?
Yes.
And is this definitely a wrong vagina, would you say?
Definitely.
If you have a feel of that and just have a feel?
Probably not.
You just put your hand and just make sure it's... So you see how... Do you see how uncomfortable he is faking it? It's totally wrong. What? Just try and touch it again? Right, so the two of you just stand. We're going to play a couple of games. Just to show how wrong it is to fake it. Ladies and gentlemen, can we just bring out our first game? Give them a round of applause. Here they come. Our first, yes, being the Mets here. There they are. So what we have here, guys, right, is two signers, and one of them is not a real signer. And we know that in the past, that faking signing is not good. Because it's embarrassed the world, as you can see here. So these are, you're going to have to spot which one of these is the fake signer, okay? So here we go. We're going to read out this a bit from the speech here, and you're going to spot who's the fake signer. His struggle was your struggle. His triumph was your triumph. Can you try a bit fucking harder? Your dignity and your hope found expression in his life and your freedom. Your democracy is his cherished. Legacy. So boys, even though this game has already fucking ended, could you maybe spot the fake signer? Well, who would you say? Is it number one here or number two?
Sorry, what? Which one?
If you don't understand me, this fella will tell you in sign language. Will you tell him, could he pick number one or two in sign language? Who do you reckon is the fake signers there?
One.
Number one. And yourself?
I'd say the second.
Okay, ladies, can we please have the fake signer? There he is. They give him a round of applause. Let them go on. You can go now. Give him a round of applause. That was well done. Right, that's one each. And now, ladies and gentlemen, my next experiment into showing that faking it is really bad and you should not fake it. We'll bring out our next experiment. Ladies and gentlemen, our next experiment. Yes. Give him a round of applause, please. Our next experiment. To show that this... Now, this kind of faking it is wrong. Now, boys, what I need you to do is I need you to just come on over here a bit closer to me here. And what was your name again?
Chris.
Yes, Chris. I need you just to have a feel along. And there is only one real erection. Now, I shouldn't be making him do this. This is wrong. It's making us all feel weird and uncomfortable, but he's going to do it anyway for the love of television. So if you'd like to start here and just have a squeeze along. So if you just start round about here. Yeah, if you just put your hand out along there and just have a squeeze. It's, one of them is real, one of them have been fluffed. It is weird in front of these people, that's why I'm trying to prove that it's just... It's not good, it's good to have a little go, just have a little... Okay, and maybe try the next one. Try the next one. And then your last one here, just see if that's a fake one there. Okay, just step back here, this is good. And you come along again. Your name again?
Kunal.
Yes, Kunal, which a beautiful name, but sounds kind of sexual, but well done. So if you just come along, Kunal, I know you feel a bit weird about this, it's okay. Just have a little feel about there, okay? Just start off with maybe that one there, that's good, yeah.
Stop! This is just disgusting!
What the fuck?
It's disgusting! Just don't do it! Don't make him do that!
It's only...
This is disgusting!
No. Wait, no, fuck off, you can't come home. No, it's only a game. No, it's only a game.
No!
You have to go back. You have to go back. Just go back. You're going to have to sit back down.
Did you just touch me?
It's cool. Just fucking sit back down. You fucking... And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why you shouldn't bake it.
Jason Byrne.
After the break, negative team harmony splinters. Here on the Great Debate.
Okay, Jason Byrne, thank you. I've had Still Knox dreams that have made more sense than that, and I really enjoy it. In accordance with the official Australasian debating rules, the team captains have one more chance to rebut, to rip into and to ravage their opponents. I think Jason's done a very good go of that already. So to begin the abuse, please welcome back Cal Wilson.
I just want to clarify, I'm awake, right?
Sadly, yes.
Who even are you? Move that back to the middle. Ladies and gentlemen, so much to address that's happened tonight. First of all, I want to address Joel, Joel's words. I love Joel. But Joel, honestly, look, I just want to say Astro Boy did not fuck an Australian postbox. It was making love. But I love Joel. He's so adorable. I love how he's just so excited about his own jokes. He's like a little Pomeranian that's got its head stuck in a peanut butter jar. It's like, oh, this is great. What I loved about everybody, all of the Affirmative team, they got up here to say that it's okay to fake it, but they told us by being honest. They were honest about all the times they faked it. They weren't faking it. They couldn't fake it and win the argument. They had to be real. Joel got those beautiful drag queens and those beautiful boys up here to dance. I can tell you, because the guy in the black PVC was doing the splits in my face for quite a while. He's real. And I'd just like to say that drag queens aren't trying to be fake women. They are their own magnificence. If they were trying to be fake women, they would have come out in track pants and comfortable knickers and a T-shirt they got from Gleeson's. They're not trying to be fake women. I'm still in shock at what Jason just did there. The moment for me that was the most beautiful moment was when the three men were standing there with their delightful stiffies, and Joel Creasy had a look on his face like the sculpture expert from Antiques Roadshow. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to say it's okay to fake it, then tell that to the ATO as you hand in your made-up tax return. If it's okay to fake it, I want you to tell that to the customs dude as he looks at the passport that you've just handed him that says your name is Gorgonzola Ramirez and you're a 90-year-old dancer from Wales. If it's okay to fake it, I want you to tell that to the one Nigerian prince that genuinely does need your help. Faking it's not okay. Every movie in the world tells you to be true to yourself, except for Grease, which says you have to slut it up to get a boyfriend. But apart from that, as you came in today, ladies and gentlemen, were you harassed by animals in suits? Well, by people in animal suits. Were you asked for money by a charity? Did you see these guys? Did anyone give money to these beautiful animals? Now, you guys gave them your money because you thought, well, you know, it's the Wilderness Society. They do great things for the environment, for Tasmanian devils, for possums, for owls, and they do. But it wasn't the Wilderness Society. You donated to the Wildness Society. These people aren't registered collectors. They work in the Comedy Festival office. We're paying them in beer bought with the money that you just gave us. We faked it, and it's not okay, is it? No, because those of you that donated are feeling anger in your hearts. You're feeling fury that we duped you. And those of you that used the opportunity to get rid of those English coins that you got on holiday are feeling quite smug. Now get out. You disgust me. Ladies and gentlemen, what an end. And that is why they're endangered. What an end to the night. Jason Byrne has pseudo-assaulted a stunt woman with a fake chair.
Sorry.
Doc Brown has a fake identity. I stole your money. It's not okay to fake it. The only way we can make this right, the only way that I will donate that money that you gave to the Wilderness Society, the only way I'm going to do it is if I can smash a chair over Jason Byrne for real.
Hal, you want this one?
Come here.
You can't even fake smash a chair over a lady, Jason Byrne. Get on your knees.
I'm feeling vaguely aroused for some reason. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not okay to fake it!
Coming up, Tom Gleeson, final arguments, and Amanda Keller announces the winners of the great debate.
Tom Gleeson, ladies and gentlemen.
I enjoyed the negative team's argument. I thought it was wonderful. They smashed a didn't you like it? Like, it was just the way they smashed the chair, like, for real, on Jason. I mean, it was great, wasn't it? The way that they really did it. Oh. Oh, look, you should try... Look, yeah, I'll throw it down here. Are you worried that you might get a splinter? No, because it's fucking balsa wood. It's fine.
It still hurts.
I'm sure it still hurts, but you said it was a real chair and it was like this really dramatic moment, but then it was all okay because it was fake, so thank God for that. No one got hurt. And I'll be honest with you, I feel like your team was better prepared and mounted a better argument, and I think we were pretty lacklustre and we just sort of phoned it in a little bit and we were kind of a little bit loosey-goosey, but I think we got away with it. Because I think it's okay to fake it. Also, you may not know this, if you look at this team over here, you know, it's kind of, no one really pointed this out, it's Australians versus internationals, but are they? You've been to the Melbourne Comedy Festival before, everyone needs a little angle. They're all Australians, they just got pretending to do weird little accents because they know that they'll sell more tickets. I mean, Cal's like, she's from Sunshine, she's an Australian. I know, you think that's a joke, the funny thing is she is. She does a weird little New Zealand accent just to try to win you over so that you think that she's lesser, because we know that they are. But really she's from Australia. Doc Brown is actually a GP from Essendon. Now, Jason Byrne, like, it's just embarrassing to listen to. Fiddly-dee, fiddly-doo, fiddly... It's so fake. So fake. But we love him for it because, you know, they go, oh, look at the Australian doing the Irish character. Isn't it wonderful?
You look like my dad.
It's because I am his dad. Or am I? It really doesn't matter. And also, I really enjoyed listening to the speeches too, as they really implored you. Like Cal Wilson was so confident at the top there with her great speech where she reinforced every point that she was trying to make with some dodgy Photoshop. Fake. Like I don't know if you noticed, but a big thing of mine is I pretend to be confident, and I'm not. I'm not confident. I'm a nervous wreck. I'm self-conscious, but I pretend to be confident as part of my act. And Cal Wilson pointed out, she said earlier, she said, how can someone have red hair and be this confident? Well, let me tell you a story. I actually grew up in country New South Wales near a tiny place called Tampa Springs, which is near Gunnedah. Fake bell, don't listen. It's near Gunnedah, which is near Tamworth, which is near Sydney, which is near Melbourne. And it's a very small place. The school I went to actually only had 26 kids in it, so they're actually all related to me. So everyone in my school had red hair. All of us. All of us were in charge. That's why I'm confident. At my school, the redheads were the jocks. There's one kid with brown hair, we used to pick on him. You good on your brown knob? Shock top? Shithead? And we would laugh and laugh in the shade. So that's why I've got red hair and I'm confident, but maybe that story's true, maybe it's not. It doesn't really matter because it's okay to fake it. So you know what? In summary, I'd just like to thank Joel and Fiona. I think they did a wonderful job. Yeah, give them a round of applause. Because this debate, really, it's just about entertainment, and I think that they were very entertaining. And I hope that you liked the entertainment that we provided tonight as we pretended to debate this topic. And so when it comes time to choose the winner, I hope that you vote for us. But you know what? Even if you think they should have won, maybe you could fake that we should. It's okay to fake it. Thank you very much.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is up to you. Which team has faked your brains out tonight? With all the noise you can muster, it's up to you to call out loudly which side you think should be winning. Is it the affirmative? That'll be hard to top. Or is it the negative? It was pretty close. Don't give him a chair. For God's sake, don't give him a chair! All right. I hereby award the 2014 Great Debate to the affirmative! Oh, stop faking it! Before we go, though, one final thought. In the words of that fine actor, Matt Damon, it's better to be a fake somebody than a real nobody. That's true, and Kim Kardashian is proof that you can be both.